Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. This is Connor from Futures Analytica giving you guys another live trading session. We're going to be starting the day out here inside of regression mode. We're just going to be arming it in both directions. This is just due to this area of chop here. We don't have any zones that we have formed. Okay, we just got filled short there. Sorry, we don't have any derived zones to really work off of near these levels here. Kind of a lack of it. We had a very, very large section here where we were getting quite a bit of chop. But now we got this breakout, and I think we're getting some consolidation over here, just from my general glancing at this. You can see at the 807 bar, we had one delta, positive and negative price movement. Positive delta at 805, negative price movement. And then we've kind of seen a small convergence in delta in price. So right now we are at medium entropy. So that is going to confirm for us that we are in regression mode. Obviously, this can change with just price movement. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. Oh, hold on here. Just got to pull up my executions tab there. Just to show you guys that this is indeed what is actually happening. See here, I'm just going to move my chart trader around. Someone asked me to move it around with my mouse cursor enabled. So there you can see that's done there. You can see we're actually in a trade. We ended up getting, I think we lost that one. Didn't really see what was happening just because we were moving it around. I'm sure I'll get comments about that, but basically, if you're holding this down, you don't get your trade show up. So, did get put into that trade. Yeah, I do believe we ended up losing that first one. Or the first one out of this one. Hopefully we can end up winning this one, though. With the formation of the zone right here, I'm not super confident in what's going to happen, but we'll see. However, that is a sell block, so that is nice. Okay, you can see there we ended up getting filled on that. That is nice to see. See here, we're just watching price and delta. We do have a convergence in price and delta. Entropy is low at the moment. However, this zone here is kind of spooky, along with this zone. What you could do is you could flip it into trend, but have it selectively armed in long. I think that would be a prudent direction. I think we have that long bias. This zone is very old, and this one's very fresh. And see here, we have a pretty good amount of momentum, but I'm not going to jump the gun on that. Someone asked to see my ATM strategy. So I am using a 16 stop loss with a 16 take profit. My stop strategy is custom. It is a profit target of 11 with a plus of -8 and no auto trail. We do have MIT for profit enabled. You can see there we ended up winning that trade while I was explaining that, but I'm just going to rearm the strategy there. getting a strong breakthrough through that level there. And if we close above this zone here, we are going to switch it into trend, as long as nothing else changes with delta or more price contact. Daniel says, Connor, congratulations on your continued success. I want to share I am happily still in a relationship with my girlfriend, and we are talking about the next chapter in our life together. If there's anything I can pray for you, I will. How can I pray for you, Connor? Daniel, is so happy to hear. Thank you for your continued support, and I appreciate your prayer. I think just in general, continuing this year strong, I'm trying to really focus on just mental health and mindfulness and staying active. So just continued energy throughout the day. Just prayer over that would be wonderful. And I'll be praying for you and your girlfriend as well. Thank you, Daniel. This individual says, hi, Connor, my delta numbers are different than you. Is it normal? No, that does not sound normal. That should not be happening, even if you're using a different data provider. But I would likely chalk it up to you using a different data provider, or you may be on the wrong NQ contract, or you may be trading MNQ, which will show visually a different delta number. Just got filled short there. And we end up squeaking that one out for a win up to 1,400. This individual said, my chart has an additional bar forming to the right. It does not have a price bar. What could this be? This is because you have the pullback bar enabled. I should probably turn that on. I find it pretty useful. I just found it was somewhat confusing for viewers to see, and they were wondering what's going on. So yeah, that's the pullback bar. Just helps you visualize pullbacks that are happening intra-bar. Ended up winning that trade up to 2,000 on the day now. Maybe keeping it inside of regression here. Also, guys, I hope you saw our announcement about the R8A update. We're just having a little bit of inconsistency with installation in terms of compatibility with user machines. Basically, we just want to make sure that everyone's able to smoothly get their update installed. Just going to give you guys a heads up for when this update does come out. You have to delete the entire PATI resources folder that is created in NinjaTrader before you install this version. Just got filled short here. End up winning that trade. This person asked, hey Connor, are you able to add a feature to Polarity where it enters me 1 point in front of a completed divergence bar, please? We can absolutely look into that. That might be a little bit on the back burner in terms of adding features, just because we want to get this ML update out. But I will add that to our roadmap. Hi Connor, I did lots and lots of training. I can lower our SME all the way to 4, but can't lower R2 from 0.8. These values are reasonable, question mark. Any tips to adapt to these values, and what are some ideal values in your vision? So if you're able to get to an RSME of 4, that's actually stellar. That's actually great. And by the way, you're trying to get R2 as high as possible, not as low as possible. So 0.8 is very good, and I'd say that's actually optimal. That's actually like beyond what you should be shooting for. So yeah, I would highly suggest actually just keeping it there. Use whatever model that is, and start testing it. So yeah, you're absolutely doing the right thing. Maybe we need to be more clear about exactly how what the ideal values are, but 4 is more than enough. I'd say getting below 15 is already the goal, and above 0.6 on R squared. Getting a lot of questions asking about, me quote unquote not sharing my quote unquote accurate settings. But guys, so this is machine learning. That may have been the case in terms of like just making sure people weren't copying exactly what I was doing beforehand. But now that we have machine learning, you don't ever have to touch your settings. They're going to be automatically optimized every single tick based off of current and past market data, as well as your decisions. So stop worrying about settings, guys. I keep getting questions like that even after machine learning. In fact, people ask more now, and maybe they're on the V6, but guys, stop worrying about settings. Just learn how to switch between regression and trend correctly. Machine learning takes care of the settings. End up losing that trade there. Looking for a normal adversary detection number, I'd suggest sticking with 10 to 15. If you want to go something more conservative, I would go all the way up to 25. End up getting filled long there to possibly re-enter back into this range above that green automatically derived zone. But maybe not. Looks like we end up losing that trade. We're going to be definitely switching it into trend here. A little bit unfortunate that we got filled short before we caught that, but I am going to assume that we're going to get a pretty strong drop here. Probably going to end up losing this trade as well. Well, we do end up. I think we lost that one. Hard to actually tell what actually happened there, but we are going to be in trend mode now. Yeah, we ended up losing that one. All right, so we are going to be switching back into regression mode here. You can see that is unfortunate timing, but we ended up missing out on this whole area here. We ended up losing 2, and hopefully we don't get caught out. Based off of what I'm seeing in terms of delta and where these derived zones are forming, that shouldn't happen. Just getting unlucky twice in a row is annoying, and I hope that doesn't happen here. Just got filled short here. There we go. That's nice to get a second fill there. Up to 2383 now. This user asked why I decided not to trade ES. Generally, ES is great. It's just that over the summer, it really died down in volatility, so I switched to NQ. I just haven't taken a look at it again just because NQ has been working so well for me. So ES is great. I just don't like how sometimes there literally is no volume. NQ is practically tradable throughout the entire day. ES, you really have to target times of really high volatility to where you can take advantage of order flow scalping, um, at least from a commission standpoint. To answer your question, yes, we do have a video showing how to set up your machine with the latest updates. Those are going to be just on our YouTube channel. It's just how to set up Polarity with the new machine learning update. End up getting filled short here. Let's see if we can win this one. End up squeaking that one out up to 3,000 on the day now. I would use a 15 range chart if you were deciding to trade ES. Just got filled long here. This individual asked, are you getting feedback that the new ML version is making the software work better for most? So we did we always send out kind of randomized and sectionized report surveys. And essentially, since the ML update has initially come out, we've seen an increase in consistent live profitability from our users in over 150% of what was previously considered to be consistently trading it and consistently profitable with it. So we've seen a lot of improvements in that area, and I'm very happy to see that. Obviously, we want to bring more and more people into the fold and get to that area. But it's trading is difficult even with these tools. But our job is to make it as make that process as smooth as possible. This individual asked, give me an example of strong price to delta correlation. So let's just find one over here. So let's say starting at 759 all the way up until 803. All the way up till 803, that is an example of very strong price and delta correlation. Entropy was almost zero. Very strong trend here. So, and you can see even if you didn't catch these few bars after that trend ended, if you were in trend mode, you would not necessarily have been filled and chopped out of that because the movement was still big enough to where you could capture that movement. Guys, I do recommend using leaving the indicators on your chart after you finish training it. But you can always just have them in a separate data panel, and then you can minimize that data panel. So you don't have to have them physically on your chart, but you have to have the indicators loaded. I just do that so I don't clutter up my screen, though. Ended up getting filled there up to 4,300 on the day now. Regression has worked out quite well for us in this zone. Yeah, absolutely. You can do a one-on-one session to install Polarity ML. We do have that available on the website. Ended up winning that trade up to 4,700. Also, guys, I think one thing that you may be overlooking when training your model, at least with R7A, is changing your target value for number of trades. Currently, I believe the default set to 5. And if you're using the default to train your model on 5, then basically your machine learning is going to try and optimize to only take 5 trades per hour. If that's what you want, that's great. But if that's not what you want, I highly suggest increasing that number. I have it at 30. So unfortunately, we do end up losing that trade. We're so close to our profit target for the day, but end up not reaching it. Going to again move around my chart trader just to show you guys that no funny business here. Just got filled short. And end up winning that trade. There we go at 4,900. It's close enough to our profit target on the day. I'd say that was pretty solid. I had a couple of issues back here, and we ended up not catching this huge one because we started a little bit late. That would have been nice. We could have been finished a little earlier, but I'd say it's a pretty good session. I'd say that having my cursor visible has helped. I guess it was just a checkbox that I had in my streaming program, and having it enabled has been nice. I'd like being able to point stuff out to you guys. So, yeah, anytime, guys, if I'm leaving the screen like this, that's just because I'm going over to my question form so I can read them. Hope that there's no strange theories about that. Like, I know some of you like to like to do, but thanks, guys, for tuning in today, and I appreciate the support as always.